Well, people, I think it's pretty sad when the President of the United States exploits the murder of children to push his anti-gun agenda. Don't you? I mean, back in 1999, what did this man do? He voted present on legislation that would require adult prosecution for discharging a gun in or near a school. He voted present on that. Why is that? How come no one asked him that? That's a simple question. Sir, why'd you vote present on that if you want to protect the children? I mean, you have all these kids around him. Why doesn't he have those two 9-year-old twins that were saved by the mommy in Georgia who had a gun when his sicko came in her house? They don't talk about that, though, because they don't want to tell that story. Now, what would have happened to mommy and those two kids if she'd never gun in her own house? I mean, really? Or the one in San Antonio, or even in Oregon when the guy shot 2 people at the mall. They didn't tell you the story about the reason he went around the corner and shot himself? Because another citizen had a gun. A good citizen had a gun. So he got scared, ran around the corner, shot himself. He killed 2 people. Could have killed a lot more. They forget to tell you about that. But my point is this. You get a law-abiding citizens, you want to take their guns away from them because of the actions of a few. Now, isn't that what the liberals fight against? You can't blame everybody for one person's action, but they want to do it. That's hypocrisy. That's how they are, right? They don't tell you the story about the guy in New York. You know the gunman in New York? Get this. The guy killed his mother 20 years ago with a hammer. He was in jail. The state lets him out of jail. So what's he do? He burns his house. He steals a gun, lights his house on fire. He kills 2 volunteer firefighters. Did they tell you that story? The Dems then want to institute a weapons ban instead of taking responsibility for letting this murderer out of jail. That is pathetic to me. You let him out of jail, the state of New York. You're responsible for those murders of those firefighters. But no, they don't want to tell you that side of the story. I mean, they never talk about the illegal guns, too. It's always the innocent citizens, the law-abiding citizens. They want to take their guns away from them. But they don't talk about the Fast and Furious guns or the gun problem in Chicago. Oh, wow. There's a gun ban in Chicago with over 500 murders. Now, what are you going to tell those mommies tonight and tomorrow and the next night when their children are going to be killed by illegal guns, sir? What are you going to say to them about that? And if you really want to protect children like you say you do, what about abortions? Huh? Do you want to protect those lives? Nah, you don't really care about that, right? I think those might be considered little tiny children, little babies. I mean, come on. It's hypocrisy at its finest. It's just how they roll. This is how they roll. They want to exploit whatever. Don't let a tragedy go to waste. Sure enough, this is what they're doing. It's sad, it's sickening, and you know what? It's pretty pathetic. You want to go after all the law-abiding citizens for the actions of a few. These mass murders are terrible. We all know that. We're not saying they're not. But you go after, you want to have the people won't be able to defend themselves? Yeah, they'll defend themselves against the government. That's what they need defense against. The government and people like you.